Okay, so I have a question for all the women who were raised by single fathers. Did your female friends growing up treat you like you were their boyfriend? Because I see this all the time, and I was having a stream last night with some people, and we were talking about some of these different dynamics, and it had me thinking a lot. So I actually started Googling stuff, and I found that there are whole studies on why women are attracted to their female friends who are raised by single fathers. So women who are raised by single fathers typically end up being more logical, more blunt, more analytical. They tend to be more structured, more confident. They're more protective. They're more secure. They provide more support in a lot of ways because that's what they watch their fathers do, right? They're not as chaotic with their approach to things, which makes them more level headed and makes them more of a safe space for women, especially dealing with a lot of, tumultuous things. That being said, I think that speaks a lot to the importance of having a man and a woman raise a child, because even though women who are raised by single fathers are affirmed that they're women, they understand the value of being women, they understand the value of being men, um, and they can understand women on certain levels because they are women. If they are not raised by their mothers as well, they miss out on a lot of feminine social cues. They are not properly socialized with the nuances of women emotionally and communicatively. So they end up more on one end, even though they are not men and they clearly do not think like men. They clearly do not operate like men, but they um, become distinctly different from most women, which is both frustrating for a lot of women because they won't connect with them on the same way, but also very appealing and attractive to them because they will see them like a boyfriend type. Women will also emotionally manipulate women who are raised by single fathers because they know that they are oblivious to a lot of things between like a mother and a daughter. And a lot of times, because the women have not had a mother growing up, the love and affection from them, they're more likely to take that because they were missing that and it feels really good. So if they lose a friend like that, they will end up feeling like they lost a soul tie or it was even an extreme like breakup that was like really heartbreaking. The only difference is a lot of women who were raised by single fathers don't end up being actually gay because they can actually logic and reason themselves out of that decision because they see that it's not efficient or effective, because even though they're not men, women are treating them like they are men. So that means that they're getting the experience that women don't really care much about their emotions or their circumstances. They realize just how little value or appreciation they have from those women. The women are only keeping them around because of the agency that they have to those women and the things that they do for those women. So they're like, this is BS. I don't want anything to do with this. Like, being a man obviously sucks in this way. They're still actually attracted to men because they see the value of what a good man is, like, and what good men are to women, because obviously they had a father growing up that showed them that to other women. But they're mostly like, this is not efficient. This is not effective. I'm not going to go down this line of being genuinely gay. I'm going to stick to having a proper family structure because no one really allows me the space to be feminine anyways, and most women don't even allow me, so it wouldn't even benefit me to do this. The only thing that would actually make sense and be beneficial as a whole and feed back into me what I feed to it is actually having a husband and a wife structure. At this point, I'm convinced, and there's so much other nuance to it for sure, but at this point, I'm convinced that family structure is being broken down on purpose so that children can have this confusion. And when women grow up without mothers, they often put themselves in certain positions with women anyways because they don't understand those little nuances between women. So they will put themselves in a lot of positions that end up like spreading them thin until they one day realize and they're like, no, they cut the boundary. And then they're like, no, I'm not dealing with this. And then they move on. And then they're like, nah, I'm just gonna go the regular way of life. So yeah, that's just my little observation and things that I was pondering on because of, some conversations I was having with people on stream the other day, like last night. And I want to know what you guys think. Tell me your experience in the comments.